What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Riffs and Reactions. Today, I am excited for this one. ERRA just dropped a new song, part one of a three-part song. This one is called The Many Names of God. They have put out three singles prior to this one for their upcoming album called Silence Outlives the Earth. Spoiler alert, I'm a big ERRA fan. ERRA's my favorite band out right now. They're probably my favorite band that I've ever had. I got into them back in about 2020 when Snowblood came out. My brother sent it to me and I was hooked instantly. Self-Titled quickly became my favorite album of all time. Then, fast forward to 2024, I had been pretty obsessed with ERRA to that point. They put out Cure. Cure is a little bit polarizing for some fans. I personally love Cure. I like it a lot more than the average fan does. I will say it was a very interesting change in sound from Self-Titled to Cure. Jesse himself had said, Cure was a bit more of a darker album for him. A bit more right-hand dominant. There weren't as many riffs and technical stuff as there were in the Self-Titled. But JT, I felt, took a big jump on Cure, and I much prefer Jesse on a lower register. I don't like his highs as much as maybe the other fans do. That being said, this last summer in 2025, they put out Gore of Being and Echo Sonata. They were teasing a new album for this year. The new album was announced on the 30th of January, and they released Further Eden, which Further Eden became quickly probably the top 3 favorite ERRA songs for me. Further Eden is like, no matter how good The Many Names of God is, it will not top Further Eden for me. Maybe it will, I don't know, we'll see. Rewinding back to Gore of Being, it was a really interesting juxtaposition from the Cure album. It felt like a little bit of a molding between Self-Titled and Cure. Then they put out Echo Sonata, which is much more melodic, much more atmospheric, riffy, beautiful, beautiful song. Echo Sonata became a top 5 favorite ERRA song of mine until Further Eden. What I would say about Echo Sonata, it took a step back from intensity, and then I felt like Further Eden brought the two together, brought together the Gore of Being sound and the Echo Sonata sound to make one catchy, beautiful chorus. Insane breakdown. Further Eden's an awesome song. This song, The Many Names of God, is much, much heavier. And the reason I know that is because they put out a riff challenge. Like, they put the tabs out. I tried to do it on a 7-string over there, and it sounded pretty bad. I found out that I need a few more pieces of equipment than I have to do that riff. But you can tell quickly that, especially the ones that were teased, this is a very, very heavy song. So I'm really excited to get into it. I'll stop jabbering, and let's listen to The Many Names of God by ERRA. Okay, somebody had this spot on. There was a guy that Jesse shared on his story when they did the riff challenge. Somebody had this spot on. All right, that part right there, the scratching, that's a Spirit Box sound right there. And again, Dan Bronstein produced this, so this reminds me of like Spirit Box. That part. What the hell is that? Okay, this part right here reminds me of Scorpion Hymn from Self-Titled. It has that same sort of build up, and then it doom, and then it hits the, essentially like the next verse. This is very Scorpion Hymn. I heard that this was similar to Scorpion Hymn. It's so far the heaviest ERRA song that they've ever done. Okay, sorry to keep interrupting. If you guys have listened, if you didn't know, JT was the lead vocalist for Texas in July, back before he was the lead vocalist of ERRA. This sounds like a Texas in July song. This part right here, I don't know the names of the Texas in July song. I'm going to rewind this. That sounds like Meshuggah. I can't tell if that's a machine, if they're tapping. I can't tell if it's like a guitar effect. That is so sick. Okay, so you can hear it sort of building back up there. This is because this is a part one of 3-part song. So you can tell they wanted to go heavy on this. I'm going to rewind really quick to this part, this little riff here. Right here. That breakdown is sick. I think they could have added more to it. I actually think it had left a little bit to be desired on that, but I still think it's sick. So that was The Many Names of God by ERRA. Wow. I don't know where to start with that. Well, let's just say this. This is easily ERRA's heaviest, darkest song of all time. Like I said at the intro of the video, you could tell when they put the tabs out that this was going to be it's going to be nasty and dark for sure. It did have shades of Scorpion Hymn in it. I felt like I saw some comments on this, people saying like Scorpion Hymn Part 2. I think that's pretty fair. It was a little bit more technical than Scorpion Hymn. I personally like this better than Scorpion Hymn. In comparison to the other 3 singles, this was probably my least favorite. No disrespect to the song at all. The 3 previous songs, like I said, Gore Being, when it came out, I didn't know what to expect. I was like, are they going to continue the Cure sound? Are they going to go back to self-titled? And then they brought in, the end of that song slows down and it sort of builds back up to like a really vibey, atmospheric feeling. Then again, Echo Sonata was the kind of the opposite of Gore Being. It was like a little bit more melodic and soft. It sounded a lot more like Drift. And then Further Eden came out, and Further Eden blew my mind. Further Eden became like a top 3 ERRA song for me. I probably would put Night of Silence, Eye of God, and then Further Eden in as the top 3. So I was awestruck by the other 3. This one didn't grab me as much. I just listened to it a second and third time before going over it with you guys. It's probably a bit more of a grower. As far as what we know about the album so far, based on the 4 singles, this shows you the versatility that they have in their sound. They can go from Echo Sonata, super vibey, melodic, all the way to this really dark, heavy version of ERRA, the darkest ever. It's very well produced. The guitar tone's fantastic. I said in the video when we were listening to it, it sounded like Spirit Box a little bit. There's that sort of that scratchy sound in there, kind of like Cellar Door has. There's a lot of Spirit Box songs that have that same sound. And again, Dan Bronstein produces Spirit Box. He's producing this album as well. I will say this is part of a 3-part song. So if we judge this on its own, I would say it'd be a little bit of a disservice to the song. I've heard some speculation that they're going to release all 3 parts of this outro before the album drops. I don't think they're going to do that. I would rather just wait till the album came out. As far as positives go, this felt very fresh and different, but not in the same way that Cure did. I felt like Cure, they tried to be different than self-titled. And I felt like this was more of a continuation of the self-titled sound and like the logical evolution of the band. Some really sick riffs in there, but not super complex. Just what I would call creative and different. No Jesse cleans, but JT was on one in this song. He used his very low register. He didn't get super high in this one at all. And again, it reminded me of Texas in July. There were a couple songs on the album that's escaping me. He does sort of that like low scream, sounded just like a Texas in July song. I would say this is a fantastic workout song. I'm probably going to throw this on today when I work out. And then I would say the breakdown at the end of the song where we played back that riff and it transitioned to the breakdown, that's the best part of the song. As far as what they did there, they simplified it over deciding to go a little bit more guitar heavy there. I felt like they probably could have made that a little bit better. But as far as the negatives for the song, there were no cleans from Jesse. Personal preference here on my part, my favorite ERRA songs are when they mix the two together. You got Jesse's cleans, you got JT's harsh vocals. I personally like the version of ERRA where Jesse and JT go together, but you couldn't put clean vocals in this song. It's not supposed to be that way. It felt a little bit short and simple. Again, I think it's because this was part one of a 3-part song, and we really can't judge it at this point. There's definitely, what I would say, more meat on the bone there. The other thing, too, this is nitpicking, but I would have wanted to see a little bit more versatility from JT on this. He has it. He can go super high and super low. This was kind of the same, like lower register the whole song, except for the whole spiral. That part at the beginning of the song was a little bit higher. Then sort of the verse was in a lower register. Overall, though, I can't contain my excitement for this album. All 4 singles have, brought something different to the table, which is all we can ask for. And it already has me a lot more hyped than when Cure was coming out. We got the songs for Cure early, I believe 4 singles. They felt a little bit hollow to me. Again, I loved Cure, to be clear. I loved Cure with all my heart. It just wasn't quite as complete as these 4 songs we've heard. The album comes out in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And I cannot wait to hear it. We're going to sit down and react to it live right away when it comes out. But I appreciate you guys watching today. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you can. Leave a comment. I'd love to know what you thought of the song as well. And I will see you guys in the next video.